These Big O shows are starting to feel even better the more we win. What is up, Fin fans? Another week with the Big O show. Gonna jump into a fantastic conversation after just a dominant win. 33-10. We own the game. They had that one little, broken play. I'll do the film breakdown tomorrow. One little broken play. Gave them their hope. Gave them the touchdown. And then the bad snap, which we're going to break down to see if he actually, when did he go down? I don't really have the time, but we'll see if Tua touched him. Gave him the points. Other than that, we dropped 33 on their butts. Could have been more if, the center knew how to snap the ball to the quarterback. But we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about all that good stuff. Me and Big O, the controversial Big O. A lot of you guys, I read your comments. Some of you guys are like him. Some of you guys don't. Some of you guys are wishy-washy. But the man's entertaining. He's entertaining, and that's why I do these shows with him. So let's jump into what Big O has to say, and I'm pretty sure it's going to rub some people wrong. So let's see what Big O has to say. Man, oh man. Big O, what is our record in November?
Listen, all we got to do now is next year what we do is slice the season in half. We start mid-season, and then we're good. That's it. We just keep going, and we'll have we'll shock the world. We'll have a Shula mark undefeated, and that's it. It's over. It's it's like when the Marlins make the playoffs as a wild card, they're just going to the World Series. It's just one of those laws, you know what I mean? So let's just cut out half the season. We'll cut out all the aggravation. We'll cut out all the Tums and all the kaopectate and everything else that we have, and all the liquor that we are going through in our cabinets, in that first half of the season. And by the way, it'll save us a lot of money, a lot of aggravation. And then the second half, hey, life is good.
But we're slow starters. But yesterday's game, I called it a statement game. A lot of people were saying it's against the Panthers. How is it a statement game? The defense is good.
Yeah.
And we dropped 26 on offense because, we got the special teams touchdown. 33-10. 33.
I know. It was awesome, dude. And the amount of people eating crow right now is amazing because obviously Tua through 16 games, 3,515 yards, 351 of 524, 67% completion percentage, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a 90.5 passer rating, and 6 rushing touchdowns, and back-to-back 80% completion games since 1950. Tua, Kyler Murray, Breeze, and Peyton are the only ones to ever achieve all of that. And mind you, he's doing this with no offensive coordinator, no QB coach, no O-line coach, and a very weak offensive line and no running game. So I'm just, I want to throw that in there because he's doing really well. I don't care what anybody tells me. I really love what this kid is all about. He's not the problem and never has been.
No.
And so those of you that are off to a bandwagon, you will now realize that you're wrong. Okay. And by the way, I threw this out there yesterday. Mr. Big Bad Justin Herbert, right? The one everybody else wanted.
Game.
He might turn into a decent player when it's all said and done. All right. But he's got one more win than Tua in the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Just one more. Okay. He's got the better offense. He's got the better coaches.
Yep.
He's got the better receivers. He's got the better running backs. Okay. Everything for him is better. All right. And yet he's only come up with one more win than Tua in the Dolphins this season. So after all this crap that's been said, there's a lot of people that need to sit down and eat some crow and apologize. All right.
Yep. Ezekiel Elliott, just eat it up. Eat it up.
I'm with you.
Tua, people underestimate not only how good he is with his precision of his throws, but his pocket presence. Like people say, oh, if the offensive line's so bad and they give up so much pressure, why don't we give up a lot of sacks? Like the play with Philip Lindsey, where he comes in, Eichenberg wafts on his block. Lindsey goes over, hits that block, Tua steps up, gets it to Waddle, 56 yards down. Like it's to his pocket presence and his awareness now. And like you said, I think you said it maybe 2 weeks ago on the show, he is now getting used to playing behind a garbage offensive line.
Yeah, he's used to playing in chaos.
So
Something that Fitzpatrick lived in, and some people out there are making a silly comparison. Well, Fitz can do it and Tua can. Well, Fitz has been playing like this in chaotic situations forever. This kid walked in, he was never in chaos in Alabama.
No.
So now he walks in at the highest level and it's in a chaotic situation. We got to give the kid a ton of love, and he deserves it, man. And if you ever get him an offensive line and a running game and an offensive coordinator, look out, baby. Look out.
Let's talk about that running game, because I know Myles Gaskin got a bulk of the carries. Not even a bulk. I think he got 1 or 2 carries. Did pretty well. But Phillip Lindsay, holy crap. What a claim by the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
His press conference where he talked about his son being sad, while I was like,
yeah, that was good.
He's like, I don't want to do this again. And I'm like, I don't want you to do it again. Stay with the Dolphins.
Yeah. And I think you're going to see a 1-2 punch now. I think that's what you saw yesterday. Lindsey hits the hole hard.
Yeah.
He's a small guy, so he can't really handle a huge load, because that would, wear and tear on him. But for now, for this season, I think you're going to see a lot of that. It wasn't good news for Salvon Ahmed.
No.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think you saw a sign of things to come now, and it'll be Gaskins and Lindsey from here on out, I would imagine.
Yeah, because and not only is he really, because we saw it, there was times where he literally jumped to get an extra yard or two. Like this, when he sees it, he just hits it. And I said this in my video that when we put Patrick Laird in, it's like a telltale sign. Okay, we're going to pass the ball, because Patrick Laird's really good at pass blocking.
Yeah.
Now with Phillip Lindsay, it's like, well, now you don't know. It's kind of like the whole Gesicki situation. You put Gesicki on the inline, we're throwing the ball. It's not going to be running the ball with Gesicki. No. So no. Ed and Phillip Lindsay to this package it's going to be real good. But
yeah. I mean, listen, obviously the line still. It's made slight improvements, but it's still not where obviously it needs to be. It still makes a lot of mistakes. You just mentioned how Lindsey saved Jesse Davis's butt, yesterday. And so, it is what it is. But that's something for the offseason. At this point, you're not going to be able to fix the offense.
Talk about the offensive line real quick. We'll talk about it's like the really only bad from yesterday was the offense.
And why don't we leave that for like never? Let's not talk. There's so many good things, man. Jalen Phillips yesterday played so well. You know what I mean? It's just.
Do you think with this offensive line, because there's young guys, I'm not saying, and I'm pretty sure you're not saying to get rid of, Eichenberg or James,
not at all,
or Jackson, or install veteran leadership, right? Like go out there in offseason, get a top-notch center, top-notch left tackle, and let these guys learn. Like that, I feel like if they do that, this offensive line could be a huge leap.
Well, you did well in my eyes, at least. I only agree with you halfway. Okay. You didn't go all the way.
Okay.
You got to go get an offensive line coach.
Yes. You
got to go find some grizzled veteran. See, here's the problem that we have now, and I hate this because we won 4 in a row and we're in a great mood, and I had to do it on my show today. No matter what you tell me, you must fire Flo. No matter what you tell me. You cannot build an offensive staff. You can't be a head coach in the league. He's made 7 changes on the O-line and offensive coordinators in 3 years. Insanity is thinking that you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
That's insanity. And so I hate to say this on a week where it's 4 in a row and all of that. We are talking about the same head coach that decided to play a completely different style of defense up until a couple of weeks ago, where he said, hey, maybe I'll go back to that defense that we were successful with for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So he can't build an offensive staff. So you could get a couple veteran linemen, which I agree with you have to do that, but you also have to get a real offensive line coach that has built offensive lines in the past that succeed. If you don't do that, you're not going to get anywhere, because Pepe Le Pew cannot teach these guys how to be the lineman that they need. Okay, let's just be honest. They need a QB coach, they need an offensive coordinator, and they need an offensive line coach. They are hurting completely on the offensive side of the ball. The amazing part about Tua's numbers, like I just said, he has no running game, he has no line, he has no offensive coaches that he can count on. Okay, he has an injury-riddled receiving core. His best receiver, well, Waddle really is his best receiver.
Yeah.
But let's just say his second and third best receivers, they can't even find the field. I mean, one guy's got a finger injury from hell. I don't know what. I mean, seriously, what happened? I mean, Jason Pierre-Paul lost fingers and got back on the field faster. I mean, seriously. You know, come on. It's just, it gets to a point where it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So for me, what Tua's done is amazing.
Yeah.
But if you're going to fix this Dolphin team, if you're a little older, then you'll pick up on this. Do we want to go back with Wanstead again? Because Wanstead was all defense. And here, I'll give it. Let me make you sick to your stomach on a day like today. So does Jalen Phillips become Jason Taylor and we watch him get old? Does Raekwon Davis become Tim Bowens and we watch him to get old? And does Javon Holland and Brandon Jones are terrific young safeties? Do we just watch them to get old because you can't solve the offense? I've watched this movie before, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. And if your coach can't fix the offense, then you can't be a head coach, my brother. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And if Flo in 3 years, now you're going to fourth year, you can't find a QB coach. You can't find an O-line coach. You can't find an offensive coordinator. You can't be a head coach in this league. I don't care. And you can't keep waiting to the second half of the season to turn stuff on. You know what I mean? And you're the defensive guru, and you changed your defense at the beginning of the year to then you had to go back to what made you successful. You know, I hate to do this on a time where they've won 4 in a row. And I know some of you will fight me on this if you want.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Flow for me is the thing you have to change on this team. And you've got to go find a coach that can build a staff over and over and over again. Not just once, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just him finding it once, because the offensive coordinator you may hire may become a head coach down the line.
Yeah.
Now you got to replace him.
Yep.
The O-line coach may end up retiring because you got an older guy or whatever. Got to go find the next one. You know, that's what made Shula Shula. That's what makes Andy Reid Andy Reid. That's what makes Bill Belichick Bill Belichick. That's what makes Nick Saban Nick Saban. They all lose coaches. Every one of those dudes I just talked about in the modern day football era, Andy Reid's coaches are leaving constantly and getting promoted. He has to replace them. So not only do you have to find it once, you have to find it over and over and over again. Just like I told you guys last week, can't be a CEO if you can't replace your employees.
Exactly.
You can't be the owner of a restaurant if you can't replace your chef. Because if you lose your chef and he's an ass kicker, you need to go find another chef that is just as good or better. If you can't do that, you can't own the restaurant. You need to sell it because it's going to go down. So Flo has proven to us through 3 years, he cannot build a staff. That's a problem. Don't kid yourselves.
And it sucks to hear too, because like you said, 4-game winning streak, we don't want to hear it, but
no, of course not.
And people can disagree, wholeheartedly disagree, but you make sense. You know, regardless if I think
they're facts, they're reality.
You make sense in the aspect that look at Dave Wanstead. He forced one of the best running backs we have ever had to retire because he went and got Jay Fiedler. And then when Jay Fiedler was gone, he didn't get another quarterback. I think he got AJ Feely or something. Yeah. And Ricky was like, you didn't get me a quarterback. You're going to make me run it another record amount of times. My body's done. I'm going to meditate. Like in
by the way, he forced the best special teams coach in the history of the Miami Dolphins to leave and work for the effing Jets
for like years. He was on the Jets for years.
Okay. And he should have retired a Miami Dolphin.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So he had his issues too with coaches. But I'm not doing this again, bro. I'm telling you, I'm not watching Raekwon Davis get old on my ass.
Yeah.
I'm not watching Jalen Phillips, who, by the way, has more sacks in his rookie year than Jason Taylor, just in case, because I know that started already, early. Oh, he's not playing. Wow, it could have been like Jason Taylor. He's got more sacks than Jason Taylor. Okay. And Jason Taylor, by the way, did not become Jason Taylor till year 4.
Yep.
I looked it up.
Yep.
5 sacks, 9 sacks, 2.5 sacks, 14.5 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it went. He became Jason Taylor in year 4.
Well,
and Jalen Phillips, for all of you out there whining and complaining like little bitches, there he is right now with 6 sacks, kicking ass, taking names.
And it's funny too, because everyone, we'll talk about Jaylen Phillips. Fantastic game, 3 sacks yesterday, just disruptive, going through 2 offensive linemen at times. He went out and worked out with the Alabama, I think, conditioning coach, and he went out and started working out with people on his own to get back up there. He is second in the whole NFL draft in sacks. Second with what, 6, 7,
6,
8,
6,
8 sacks. He has 7.5 sacks.
6.5. I'm sorry. He has 6.5 actually. I'm sorry.
So he is right behind Mekhi Parsons when it comes to getting pressure and sacks on the quarterback.
And
people were saying Russo.
5 more games to go, dude.
Oh, Russo's the better pass rusher because he had a good game against us in week 2 with one of the worst offensive lines. Big O, you could have got 2 sacks against this offensive line.
And let me tell you, I love Rousseau.
Oh, he's good.
But I understood why they drafted Phillips, because Phillips fits exactly what they want to do on defense. Mm-hmm. So that's why.
In UCLA, he played a little outside linebacker, and at Miami, he played defensive end. So he's that perfect Brian Flores amalgamation. Oh, you can play like Javon Holland, who we're going to, let's talk about friggin' Javon Holland. It took him about 2 games in the season. And now all of a sudden, this is, I'm getting ahead of myself, but defensive rookie of the year. Like, come on.
Well, Micah's there.
Yeah, Parsons is going to 100% get it, but Javon Holland, just interceptions now and big hits.
Oh, he's awesome.
And like,
awesome. Like, and let me tell you, we were concerned, weren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Brandon wasn't playing, and it was like, oh, damn, man, we're going to miss Brandon. He's been playing so well, and they didn't miss anything, dude.
Nope.
They played really, really well overall. The defense is, because it's back to the defense that we were all going like, where's the amoeba? Where's the amoeba? Where's the amoeba? And finally, the amoeba returned, and the results returned with it.
And if this defense was playing like this, and if the defense play calling was called this way, we would have beat the Atlanta Falcons, we would have beat the Jaguars, and we would have beat the Raiders, and we'd be number 1 in the AFC East right now, and probably the 3rd seed.
They got a real OC, a real O-line coach, and a real quarterbacks coach. They're 9-3 right now. They're 9-3 right now. Yeah, they're 9-3.
The only thing that held us back from both Buffalo games was the offense.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the offense, we would have won a lot more games. Even the Buccaneers game, we were going tit for tat with them at one point with friggin' Jacoby Brisket back there, and then the wheels fell off. So a lot of people were saying if Tua never got hurt and he didn't miss those 4 games, we'd probably be in the playoff hunt right now.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let's I know you don't want to, but I got to do it. Let's talk playoffs real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. I'm going to pull up.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's too ahead of myself, but go ahead. I would rather talk about it in week 16 or 17 when we're like, okay, we know it's real and it's going to happen. And this is why I kind of told people, yo, slow your roll on Jaylen Waddle. Slow your roll on Jalen Phillips. Slow your roll on the, one of the things also, I forgot where you stand on this, but a lot of people wanted Greer and company fired.
Mm-hmm.
And I've stuck to my guns from the get-go, and I said, it's coaching, not the front office. Well, look at it now, dude. All the players are developing.
Yeah.
Okay. The only 2 that aren't developing, okay, are Noah and Hunter, that they're not playing because there are starters in front of them. Mm-hmm. And then everything else is the O-line. Yeah. So it tells you that it's all coaching on the offensive side of the O-line, that they don't know how to develop anybody. Mm-hmm. Because nobody gets really that much better. Nobody's really making any kind of leaps and bounds. There's, a little bit here for Austin Jackson, a little bit of success here for Eichenberg, a little bit here for Robert Hunt, but it's not really real tangible stuff that you can feel good about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows that people are jumping the gun. Oh, no, we got to fire Greer. Oh, we got to fire this. We got to fire. No, dude, no. Jalen Phillips will be fine. Give him time. He's a rookie. Jaylen Waddle will figure it out. Oh, he can't get deep. Well, dude, he can't get deep because there's an O-line problem, bro.
Yeah.
Relax. There's no running game. That's a huge problem. That would help you out to develop a deeper passing game. All these kind of things. No patience is being shown whatsoever. And now that time is passing, you're now watching Phillips grow and Waddle do his thing, and Van Ginkel is coming back on again. Brandon Jones and Holland are probably the best young safety tandem in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
All of these things are changing. Gesicki and Waddle are excelling in spite of what's going on with this team. And Tua, in spite of what's going on, has actually put together a hell of a rookie season, which, by the way, I'll remind you, his 11 interceptions in his first 16 games, Peyton Manning through 28 and Drew Brees through 16, and both are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So slow the roll, relax. On the personnel side, it is developing.
Yeah.
Where it needs to develop is on the coaching side. That's the real issue right now.
Well, speaking of slowing your roll, they're looking at the wild card spot. LA's sitting there, number 7. They only got one game above Miami right now.
Yeah.
You got Cincinnati and Buffalo, only 2 games, and Buffalo's got to play New England twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. We're not going to delve too much into that.
I am impressed. I got to say, I'm impressed with Cincinnati, man.
They beat the brakes off the Steelers twice.
Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger's
He's
toast.
done. He's done.
He's so toast. But he is stealing money without a gun and a mask like Will Fuller is right now. God, Will Fuller, bro. I hope Will Fuller's not making any eye contact with anybody in South Florida. He really should be ashamed of what's going on.
What? There was rumors when he left, right? When he got that little, I need some time on my own, that he was contemplating retirement. Why not just do it at this point? Because you don't want to play football. Like, you don't want to play. If it's for us, then fine. Just retire. Like, watch all of a sudden we beat the Giants and then we beat the Jets 7-7. All of a sudden he wants to play. All of a sudden I'm good. I'm healthy after the bye because we're winning. Do you believe that there's the rumors also?
I wouldn't play his ass, that's for sure.
No, I'd sit him the whole time. You believe the
Anyways,
rumors?
I want Mac Hollins, which he still doesn't play.
No,
which I don't get at all. And I want Kirk Merritt more out on the field. And if Devontae can get on the field, then use him a little bit. He'll help.
An unsung hero from yesterday, Durham Smythe.
Yes.
He was used, like, especially down the stretch when we need
5 catches, I believe, right? 5 catches.
Yeah, and they used. And the Panthers kept biting on the play action, and then Tua would just dump it to Smythe. And then the play that I was like, look at this, pistol formation, Smythe runs under the center, QB sneaks it for the first down.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, all right, Smythe. Like, unsung hero there. Now,
yes, no doubt. Him and Duke Riley.
Yes. Duke Riley, block punt.
Yes.
I didn't even know it was going to happen. I wasn't even paying attention.
And he had a wicked hit, too. He also had a wicked hit, So Duke Riley had a nice little game. I would go with those 2 guys as my, under the radar guys that didn't get enough credit and enough love. Durham Smythe, we have to give him credit. He is, from last year, I remember Shane Gailey talking about how, we're working on making him a better receiver. And sure enough, he's a reliable receiver.
Yes.
Let's not call him a better receiver. Let's call him a reliable pass catcher for Tua Tagovailoa. And that's incredibly important. It also sucks for Hunter Long because he's like, damn it, another guy's performing. It's like, there's another guy that won't let me get on the damn field. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, Shaheen goes down. Hunter Long's probably like, my chance. And all of a sudden, Smythe's like, go sit down, kid.
Yeah, right. That kind of stuff. So, Smythe has been terrific. And I would give Duke Riley a little love too, because he had a couple of nice plays yesterday.
Durham Smythe kind of reminds me of Anthony Fasano a little bit,
Yeah.
He's good blocker, and he can get out there and make the catches on the first down that we need.
Right. Yeah.
Jaylen Waddle. Like, you think he's breaking 1,000 yards this year?
Oh, there's no doubt. He's got 759, 241 yards in the next 5 games. Hell yeah, dude.
What was
And I think things will open up a little bit more where he'll make some of the plays that you saw yesterday on that long one. Let me tell you what I see in Jaylen Waddle.
Mhm.
Okay. As an old fart that's been watching the Dolphins for a long time, he reminds me of a young OJ McDuffie.
Okay.
And what I love about what I'm watching is, OJ had some quickness to him. Now, Waddle, we know, has another gear that OJ does not have or never did have. But OJ had some quickness early in his career. Shula used him as a returner and as a wide receiver. But as a wide receiver is where I'm going with the comparisons. And it's not so much about the speed and who's faster, all that. I'm not getting into that. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the player, the playmaker, the reliable guy, the hands, which, by the way, I was a little, perturbed early in the preseason and training camp that there were too many drops by him.
Yeah.
He didn't lose all the fumbles, and there were a couple right at the beginning of the year. He eliminated that. There's been no more drops at all. Okay. And so I give him credit for that. But he is playing like a 10-year veteran. You need a first down, he's there. You need a big catch, he's there. You got to run for an extra couple yards, tough yards, he does it. He's there with you every week. He's reliable, unlike Devontae Parker and Preston Williams and Albert Wilson, who has a first down but says, "Nah,
I was going to bring that up.
And I'll kill the drive for you." That kind of stuff.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. And so when I look at Waddle, forget that he's a rookie. He's playing like he's a seasoned veteran that they need to count on a drive several times. And it reminds me a lot of what OJ McDuffie meant to Dan Marino a lot of times. That when Dan needed that tough catch and that first down and all that, there's a reason why he always calls him the toughest player he ever played with, right? There's a lot of OJ McDuffie that I'm watching in Jaylen Waddle right now, and I'm really, really impressed with the young man.
And it's funny that you bring up that toughness because we have 2 wide receivers who are top-notch elite talent in Will Fuller and Devontae Parker, who consistently getting, like, you blow on them or you push them and they're like, "Ooh, my shoulder, I'm out for 2 weeks." Jaylen Waddle, in the preseason, he took a big hit laying on the ground. We're like, "Oh no." 5 plays later, he's out there. He's like, "Now I'm fine."
Right.
We're worried about his ankle. Was that a limp?
Don't forget about the third amigo, Preston Williams, goes with those 2 guys.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
First round talent, but he's always injured too.
And Waddle's just showing he takes big hits. He lays on the ground for a second, like, oh, and then all of a sudden next play he's like, "Nah, I'm good. Let's go. Let's do this." Tough as nails. And then the celebration with him and Tua while he was doing the interview, and Tua came over, put his arm around his head. I don't know how you can.
We all got a Waddle now when we do good things. That's what we
who got him to do that? I forgot who said it.
Wilkins.
Yeah, Wilkins he got him to do it.
Of course, he's going to be behind it.
It feels
if you've seen Wilkins, his personality.
Oh, I love Wilkins, amazing. And he's stepping up too. He's another unsung guy, just stepping up, making run stops, and he had a sack yesterday too.
Remember, the head coach couldn't get along with a Pro Bowl talent safety, and they had to get rid of him. Then the GM goes and finds another Pro Bowl talent safety and adds another one. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to think about all these things. You know what I'm saying? That all these things that have come to place, they had to overcome losing Minka, and they overcame it by going to find a guy that probably will be just as good as Minka, maybe even better. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, these are things that, again, it just got to appreciate with the Dolphins right now, what's going on, man. Whether it's Nick Needham or you name it, it's just Isaiah Ford had one catch, and it was a big catch where it was a first down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I love that. I love what I see from him, at least, that he's always ready to contribute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he shows you great heart. So there's a lot of things to like about what's going on with the Dolphins right now, man.
Last thing we're going to talk about is Sunday's game, because we have a bye after that.
Yes.
Worries me a little bit that they might be looking towards that bye. Giants not playing great, but they're not playing horrible. They actually they beat the Eagles, starting to come into their own. How worried should we be about this Giants team?
I'm not at all. I'm not. I picked them to beat Carolina yesterday, where a lot of people were picking Carolina. I think the defense will control that game like they did with Carolina. And listen, it's kind of the same thing with Daniel, is keep him in the pocket, don't let him run because he is an athlete, he can run, and force him to beat you with his arm.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done with Tyrod Taylor. That's what they did with Lamar Jackson. That's what they did yesterday with Cam Newton. And that's what you got to do with Daniel Jones this coming week. Keep him in the pocket, discipline pass rush, don't let him run wild, and force him to beat you with his arm. If he does that, then kudos to you. But I doubt he will, because you've got excellent safeties and excellent corners. I mean, yesterday they didn't even switch on that deep ball. And it was
God.
I know X got the turnover, but he did not switch. And that was kind of
he was no safety over the top.
He was supposed to go with the other guy, and he left.
Yeah.
And then he just follows Jones. And it's like, he probably realized, like, well, I'm wrong, but all right, well, I'm just going to go Top Gun. I'm going to stay with my wingman.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell, you know what it is. But overall, with that secondary and the pass rush that's going on now, I think you have enough to kind of control everything there. And it's not like Saquon Barkley is scaring the hell out of you and all that other stuff. So yeah, I'm not worried about it, obviously. And I don't think they'll overlook these guys.
Okay.
Because 5-7.
Yeah.
And they know that okay, I gotta bring it up now, damn it. Playoffs.
There you go.
If you actually want to get to the playoffs, you have to win. You have an elimination game every week.
Yeah.
They can't lose a game. They may not even make it to the playoffs at 10-7.
No.
It may not even be enough. But if you just want to get to 10-7, you can't get tripped up by the Giants.
No.
And by the way, after you beat Baltimore and you beat Carolina, dude, you
can't. Don't play down. They got to stop playing down to the opponent. But last thing I'm going to say, Saints, they ain't looking too good. Tennessee,
they
ain't looking too good.
Right?
We're not getting ahead of ourselves because I don't want to.
No. They're all, every game that's left on, except for New England, let's just say, they're all winnable. And I believe the New England game is also winnable, believe it or not.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mac Jones doesn't scare me.
Matt Jones, he plays in a box. He's a man in the box.
He's a check down receiver. People like to call too a check down too. Mac Jones.
That's what I call Tannehill. I used to play Alice in Chains, Man in the Box.
It's good song.
I can't do it here on Yahoo because those you're playing music. That's it. We'll block you. Whatever. So I can't do it. But when I was at QAM and you would bring up Tannehill's name, I would have the producer fire away Man in the Box. Yeah, exactly. And that is what they're doing with this kid now. He's playing in a Man in the Box. By the way, for those of you also eating crow there that you thought Miami made a mistake with Ryan Tannehill, yesterday the man had 270 yards on the ground by his running backs, Hilliard and Foreman, 39 rushes, 270 yards, yet he only went 11 of 21 for 93 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He has been horrible. And since he lost Derrick Henry, he's a shell of what he used to be. And they got throttled yesterday by New England. Miami never made a mistake. And by the way, any of you that thought that Ryan Tannehill actually turned the corner in Tennessee, you got absolutely fooled by Derrick Henry.
Good.
A lot of people eating crow today. The Tannehill guys, the Jaylen Waddle, the Jalen Phillips, the Chris Greer guys, the Tua guys, the Justin Herbert guys. Boy, there's a lot of crow being eaten right now by folks. Because if you were on any of the opposite ends of those, you were dead wrong on them.
What a good way to end it, brother. Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate you every week doing this show. Let them know what you got going on this week. Got anything special going on this week?
Well, I'm actually leaving tomorrow to Cleveland. I'm going to go for 2 days. I'm going to go see Phil Collins. I'm going to go see Genesis, actually, at the Cleveland Arena, whatever the hell it's called. is it Gun Still or something? I don't know, whatever the hell
like
it's
that.
called. And I'm also going to go tomorrow when we land. We're going to go straight to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So go check out. I'll get to see JT's bust,
Nice.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll take some pictures. By the way, I'll post it on my Twitter page at Big O Show. So if you want to follow me there, I'll do the shows too from there. Our show, our everyday show. You can subscribe at Big O Radio Show on YouTube and Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, all that good stuff. So whether you want to listen to the podcast or watch it on YouTube, and then on Wednesday, I'll go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then get on a plane and come back. So we'll have fun. We'll watch Genesis live, and we'll go to the Pro Football and Rock and Roll Hall of Fames.
Dude,
And
that's awesome.
I mean, 36. That's an ass kicking 36 hours, right? I mean,
yeah, seriously,
right? Pretty good. Pretty good. And by the way, I think I got the plane ticket round trip for like $112 or something, which is
jeez.
Yeah. Way to go, American. Yeah, no, I'm not flying Spirit. By the way, I know. Oh yeah. Oh God, 114 on Spirit. Hell no, dude.
No.
You can't pay me enough to fly on Spirit.
That's a bus. That's literally a bus in the sky.
Yeah.
Never. I will.
And they charge you for everything.
Oh
you
my
took a
God.
step, you gotta give us 50 cents. Oh, you took another step, 50 more cents. Wait a minute, you need us to throw that paper away? That's $1.46. I mean, they charge you for everything, dude. You sneeze, they charge you $1 for a sneeze.
Air fees.
I mean, what the hell? You know, we've got to clean our filters. You
That
know,
was too deep of a breath. That's $5.
Cough it up. Yeah. Don't ask for any liquor on a Spirit flight. They'll ask you for your children. I mean, you know,
They'll ask you for the kidney that you're messing up by drinking the liquor.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's crazy.
Oh man. All right, brother. I will see you next week. Hopefully 5 in a row.
Damn right, 5 in a row. No doubt about it. Appreciate you. And thanks to all of the folks out there supporting us. We appreciate it.
Love doing these shows. Again, if you haven't, go check out the Big O Show. Go follow him. Subscribe if you like what you see. Again, we're not all for everybody. Some of you guys don't like. Some people don't like me. And that's not a surprise to me. That can be extremely annoying. Some people don't like TD. Some people don't like Reason. Some people don't like the Fin Maniacs. Some people don't like Dolphins Talk. Some people don't like Big O. Some people don't like Omar Kelly. Some people don't. We're not for everybody. But I do appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button, following me. I try my best to be open-minded. And I learn from the guys that are, have opposite thoughts than I do. So I just want to, real quick, before we get out of here, appreciate you guys. Whether you agree with me or don't agree with me, I appreciate you guys, and especially the guys who don't agree with me. You teach me a lot. But other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Film breakdown. Let me know. Comment below. Let me know, what do you want me to break down? I have a good idea. I'm going to talk about Phillip Lindsay. I'm going to talk about Jalen Phillips' sack. I'm going to talk about the 2 fumbles. I'm going to talk about, just the things that you're like, talk about this. I'm going to talk about them. But is there anything I'm missing, anything under the radar you want me to talk about? Like, I want to talk about Durham Smythe's play. I'm going to talk about the 50-something yard pass, Lindsey's block on that. I'm going to talk about that stuff. But is there anything that you're like, Doug, talk about this? But on that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Film breakdown, like usual. Stay classy. And fins up.